STAKK Nation? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to 2023, man. How you feeling, sir?
Choo choo.
Yes.
Made it through 2022. I survived that one.
Man, listen, I don't know how some of you made it through 2022. I don't know. How did you survive Luna? How did you survive all the rock pulls that happened before that? How did you...
All the acts.
How did all of you not go bankrupt? No, I'm kidding. Listen, let's jump into this thing here, man. Back in 2022, it was quite an eventful year. Okay, the world of Bitcoin and crypto was shooken to the core. Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at some of the fun, laughable moments. Maybe not so laughable for some, but some of the moments that totally made shockwaves. Double up. Take it away.
2022
Yes.
started like this.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Everybody was hyped.
Dude, I was some Bitcoin crypto shit.
Folks were going to 100K.
Oh man, then what happened?
Canada.
Ottawa,
Ottawa, Canada, the convoy protests.
right?
Folks were like, oh yeah, you want to shut us down? We're going to use crypto and Bitcoin. For some reason, someone just felt like they can just go into your PayPal account,
Yeah, and just shut it down.
shut it down,
Yeah.
China style.
Absolutely.
That was how 2022 started, yo.
That was absolutely asinine. Seeing that happen, I thought this was it. This was it. Like society was going to rise. It was going to be a protest. I thought it had to be it because nobody. There was no uprising when the whole lockdown happened. There was no uprising when it turns out that I guess the antidote for the
Wait a second.
for the virus itself.
We had a January 6th riot.
There was a generous. That was on some Trump activity. But that tells you though. That just tells you who you should not be messing with. It seems like, you know what I mean. You've heard them say, man, come and get it. But yes, I thought there was going to be a riot with that one. There was no riot, right? But then we move on. There was a whole situation with the NFTs. NFTs hit their peak at $17 billion in traded volume in January. Pushed by OpenSea's the astronomical valuation of Bored Ape Yacht Club was just something to write home about.
Folks were like,
Hey,
this. Solana!
let's go.
Oh!
I hear Solana is jumping ship now.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I did not know we could just jump back and forth between blockchains. Maybe it's because Vitalik's customer service is horrible.
Just staying on IPs.
It's maybe not decentralized as
Gas
he said it was
fees,
going to
man.
be.
Gas
Listen, man.
fees.
Ooh, what? You know what? Let's not even go down that route right now.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing about these NFTs, man. They have dropped 95% in value. So have many other things. But, you know, it was a JPEG which people bought for a lot of money. And now here we are.
From a $17 billion market to a $44 million market.
Exactly.
Madness.
Wiped out.
Is that what you call?
Emotional damage.
Heavy emotional damage, I would say, for sure. Right?
Yeah. Then next on the list, of course, is the godfather of fiat, one and only Jerome Powell. Well, I guess we printed out too much money, fellows. We gotta start pushing up the interest rates.
We have to reel it back in.
Here comes damage. He was like, what? Pow, pow, pow. We started seeing some crashes, man.
The market was sinking, sliding,
Investors were getting
slipping,
impacted.
and dropping to the depths of hell. I'm not even sure if it has stopped yet. Still going.
Yep.
And of course, like that was not enough. We had the Russia-Ukraine war, right, which ripped off around February. And we saw a large influx of crypto donations, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets worth over $30 million. I think that this was also an interesting moment because it clearly proved the use case of Bitcoin. The money was there
Yep.
while the banks were closed. The money was there while people could not get around, pay for things. You know, logistics could not be handled in this wartime. But Bitcoin was still rolling like a champion.
International transaction. You didn't even need the IMF and the World Bank.
You
for
did
that.
not. And they could not freeze the accounts either.
So actually, on both sides, Russians benefited from it, and the
Yes.
Ukrainians benefited from it as well.
Listen, Bitcoin is for everyone. There's no discrimination, good or bad. It's just human nature. We have to choose to be good, right? So Russians as well, we saw also started running to Bitcoin when the sanctions started dropping, right? And again, I think this played into the adoption of Bitcoin. It's almost like anything you do.
Yep.
It's really just a massive advertisement for Bitcoin, and it's absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Carry on.
Next on the list is CFI.
Yes.
So Jerome Powell is out there increasing interest rates. Your interest rates that you're getting from your traditional banks is already worthless, so now it's becoming less of a value. And your internet banks are reducing their interest rate as well, going from 3% to 1% to 0.75%. The folks are like, I need better yield for my money. So they start running into CFIs like BlockFi, and all these Voyagers and all these wonderful companies that they wanted to go to get better use for their money. So, people were like, let's go. And that's what happened there.
Let's go. Yes, let's go to zero. This is what happened. Look, that was a horrible one.
It didn't crash yet. It was popular at one point.
It was
Folks were putting, even I put money in it.
Well, and on a stable coin at that.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
For better yields. I think it was for 25% yields.
Oh, man. Now, while this was all going down, the White House decided, you know what, we're going to write our own white paper.
Finally.
A paper on how we can regulate this madness that is going on. So there was an executive order which directed federal agencies to create a comprehensive plan for the U.S. crypto regulations and enforcement. Even though it seems like they've been doing more enforcement than regulation, I'm not sure what they're enforcing. But regulators seem to be leading towards draconian and hostile methods.
Yeah,
with this.
As a matter of fact, if you read that White House white paper, this is what you would have thought.
We are led by very, very stupid people.
Yeah.
Very, very
most of it felt that way.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
let it continue.
We can't let it continue, sir.
No, we can't.
You can carry on.
Unfortunately.
We can't let it continue.
And while we were still saying we can't let it continue, boom!
Oh, man.
Luna.
I think that was the one that kicked off the motherload of madness.
That was one that lost my money trying to get better yields, like everybody else. Lessons learned.
Listen, I have to say that I have really been conservative. I've really been self-disciplined with this whole crypto situation because, I understand that people lost their money.
$3.5 billion. Some people, that's a lot of money.
Do you know how bad I've been wanting to just call up some people and just rip into them heavily? Like, no way you thought that this was... Listen, when I was in Texas, we had a phone call with someone.
Yeah, someone very popular.
Who would not hear it. He would not hear it. This man believed that Bitcoin was going to die. He was raising what was he raising again? Horses in the NFT space. Sir, so bad. I wanted to call you and just let you know that, listen, man, get your head on right. Well, because this is the thing, because I was new to the space, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to be wrong.
How do you make money of money that is not your money?
It's not your
and
money.
Yielding
right? And then
900%.
The worst part to me was when he was discouraging us about Bitcoin. And you remember what happened after he was talking about Bitcoin? He was discouraging us about Bitcoin so massively. And this was around the point where I was really studying Bitcoin. I was still crossing. This was actually before we went to Miami,
Bitcoin,
right?
Miami.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first one was just the MacMoss thing. Yeah. Because after that was when I was just like, yeah, I'm onto this thing. I was right. But I was like, dude, how can I be wrong about this? Like, this is insane. But as it turns out, I was right.
Dude was a big Solana fan too. Yeah, think about Solana at some super low price. So when Solana was like $200 and something, he gave us a call, laughing at us like, "Oh, look at your Bitcoin. Is it moving anywhere?"
Well, sir, call us back after Solana has settled on what blockchain are they going to now?
Matic.
Yes, where you'll be getting rock pulled again.
Yep.
So carry on.
So as a result of this madness, investors were like,
"Nope, nope, nope.
I am out of this madness."
Yes, out of this madness.
CFI crashing. Terra Luna crashing, taking along Voyager, BlockFi,
Oh man.
a bunch of other hedge funds, Three Arrows Capital,
Three Arrows Capital.
Three Arrows Capital was like,
Rest
dead.
in peace.
Yeah. So, yep. 2022 was hell.
Speaking of Three Arrows Capital,
Yep.
I always question the legitimacy of that place. It just did not seem like
Where did they get their money from?
there is that, right? And there's the fact that they're operating. I think they were overseas in Singapore or something, right? And the whole ecosystem. And listen, man, I'm not saying anything here that is like, groundbreaking or revolutionary. A lot of Bitcoiners were saying the same things, man. But these people choose to ignore it. We have seen people that I know that they knew better, right?
But they still got jacked.
But they turned their backs on Bitcoin because they wanted to make some quick profits. And it has come back to bite them in the worst way. Look, I'm not gloating. This video is not about gloats, but it's just the reality of what happened. There's no other way to speak about it other than that. You made a bet and it did not go as planned.
Yep.
But it's even more stupid because most of these people knew better.
Hey,
It's the insanity about it.
Celsius.
Yeah.
I think we met Celsius guys at the
We
Bitcoin
did.
conference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, carrying on then, crypto hacks, right? We know Ronin Network had a hack. They got hacked and it was over $550 million lost in that hack there. The most interesting of all, this was one of the most interesting hacks in 2022. And I think across the blockchain space itself, I think there was a point in time where it seemed like almost every week, right? Someone was getting hacked. Axie Infinity was one of the leading gaming blockchains, right? And
Solana got hacked.
Solana, well,
A bunch of
Solana
NFTs
has been
and,
hacked so many times. It's
yeah.
routine. It's like standard procedure. Like
Yeah.
and of course the blockchain also shuts down
Yep.
every now and then. I'm probably
Yep.
shutting down for maintenance.
Yep.
But
A lot of cross-chain blockchains
yes,
were hacked a ton.
the cross-chain activities where you have I forgot what they call it.
Trying to
again.
mix up between
It's
blockchains.
it's like a point of exchange, right?
Yep.
Between blockchains.
Yep.
And I think there was a lot of hacking going on in that space as well.
Yep.
Look, I got rock pulled on
See,
I got-
Pancake Swap or something.
on Pancake Swap.
Yeah.
Some BNB activity, but after that, I mean, it's just like, this is enough. I gotta go. Okay, this is not.
For you newbies out there, you better start learning now.
Listen, man, you gotta get rock pull at least once to get it. All right, carry on.
Things got so bad that nations started seeking financial freedom. Like, we are tired of this inflationary impact by the US dollar. Why do we seek arbor? Right?
Of course.
So we started seeing countries like the Central African Republic.
Of course.
Always. Anytime the dollar goes up, African countries pay for it because their debt has now increased in debt ratio, I guess you call it
Yes.
that. So making Bitcoin a tender,
Legal tender.
a legal tender
Yeah.
became a big thing. And we had countries like Russia, Brazil, Argentina, Nigeria said, heck no, we're going to ban it. And then they came back later on at the end of the year saying, oh, maybe we're going to really think about this, baby.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that also happened there.
Yeah, on this one, I think El Salvador took the lead on this, and I know Bitcoiners really push El Salvador like, oh, this is the new haven now. But I'm just keeping an eye on it because at the end of the day, we just need to see how that evolves. And it's the first case, right?
Yep.
And so there will be mistakes made, and I think that from that we'll be able to adjust and improve it so that other countries that adopt it would be heading down a better path as they do so. So excited for that. Absolutely incredible. Now, here's the thing. The big banks
Yep.
and fund managers, right, they dig deeper. So major big banks and fund managers like BlackRock bought more Bitcoin and crypto, which I guess that's good for Bitcoin adoption for sure. BlackRock, for example, partnered with Coinbase and announced the launch of a new private Bitcoin trust. I think that was definitely significant for Bitcoin as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the adoption by the banks was critical when everything was crashing, because we started seeing more banks buying into Bitcoin.
Right.
BlackRock was buying into Bitcoin, even though the price kept going down. Bank of America, all the biggest banks in the US at some point was buying Bitcoin. I thought that was crazy.
I have a question about this though. Were they buying actual Bitcoin or were they buying
Paper Bitcoin on
paper
FTX.
Bitcoin? Yes. Because because remember they created all these derivatives first of
Yeah.
Bitcoin, not the
Yeah.
actual thing. And so where was most of their funds?
Well, I will say this though. Coinbase was able to verify that they actually have the actual amount of Bitcoin that
That the banks were buying.
that BlackRock bought. So I guess
Okay. Then that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. This is great for Bitcoin. And
Yeah.
absolutely bullish on
Yeah.
that one, man.
Yeah.
Because I always wondered. I just never looked into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now you have the proof of stake.
Hmm.
Ethereum merging to proof of stake, moving from a decentralized, or something that could be considered more decentralized proof of work, right, to what they call decentralized in Ether world proof of stake. I thought this was like a horrible move.
The ability to print just like fiat.
Yeah, it was just a scummy move, after being the mother of all garbage coins, for them to go ahead and make a move like this.
And then
I
freeze
think-
your Ethereum 2.0 and never release it.
I still need my Ethereum 2.0, man.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, you and your people, man, please. I'm begging. Because I don't even need to, we don't need to pretend that there's some decentralization here, man. I know you guys can release these funds if you want to. Because you guys are in control of it. You guys are in the World Economic Forum now. But, yeah. Horrible.
You know what happened there?
What happened?
They knew that a lot of people have staked their ETH 2.0.
Right.
And if they got a chance to sell it, they will sell it for Bitcoin. People are tired of Bitcoin being the mother lode of all hacks.
Yeah. Well, look. Oh, you mean Ethereum?
Yeah,
Being the mother of all
Ethereum.
hacks,
Sorry, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's going to happen anyway. They can only delay it, but you cannot stop the inevitable. Right. Now, first major US ban. What is
Yeah.
this about?
Oh man. So the US Treasury said, "Oh, you know what? I think there's something going on here.
Right.
We're over here increasing interest rates. We used our little scheme, and whatever happened with Luna happened.
Right.
All these acts happened, but we're still not capturing all this evasion or avoidance of taxes or whatever it is.
Of course.
So, like, you know what? There's these mixers out there that are mixing up these cryptocurrencies, and what's going on with it? Let's put a ban to that. So they're like, you know what? Let's put an end to Tornado Cash. So they started banning it in wallets and exchanges, and that was the first draconian law that we saw.
Absolutely.
With the U.S. Treasury saying they're going to start banning some specific crypto.
Absolutely. And I think some of some of the developers got arrested in that.
Oh yeah.
situation as well.
Alex
They were-
Pertserv.
Yeah, I think it was
yeah.
Alex Pertserv or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That was not a good look from the government. When we talk about decentralization, I think that they definitely exposed their hands to the public that we will not see you guys on this decentralized platform. We will not see you freely move money around. And I think that that's something they would have to contend with in the future.
Yep.
It's not, it's not something that will just disappear. Now, Elon bought Twitter.
Tweet.
Okay. Notable figure, Dogecoin pumper, Bitcoin flip-flopper is what I was saying. Yeah. But we know that Tesla holds a lot of Bitcoin, a decent amount, not as much as Michael Saylor.
Yep.
So Elon, you need to do better, sir.
It did sell some.
He
But,
did,
I think
even at the point when he sold some, he never had more than Michael Saylor.
Yeah.
Strategy. So, but nonetheless, okay, I thought that this was absolutely bullish for Bitcoin. I still think it is. We'll see what happens with the Dogecoin thing, but again, it was a massive advertisement for Bitcoin.
Yep.
Tesla still holds Bitcoin, and of course, buying out Twitter while insulting the people who own Twitter and not getting cancelled for it, and then after that, firing all of them publicly and then exposing the truth. Wow.
that's a brave move.
Bravo.
Yep.
That deserves something.
Yeah, I pushed the applause button, but then it
didn't go?
crashes. So we
Okay.
gotta fix that.
Well, never mind then.
Yeah.
Soundboard has been violated and has now crashed. All right. What else do we have here?
Man, we ended 2022 like this.
Biggest crash in crypto to date.
I have no idea.
FTX.
FTX, man.
Ain't that the one?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
worst one.
This man scammed the whole world.
It did.
Did you have some stuff on FTX?
Hell no.
No.
I was smart enough not to invest in the FTX. It just wasn't making any sense.
Oh,
See,
right.
after that Luna mess, man, I was like, forget chasing
Hey,
yields.
listen, man.
I'm just gonna stick to my wallet.
I'm glad you say you do not have anything in FTX because that was a trap question. I was gonna be like, you see your life. you see your life. I was gonna be, you see your life. Yeah, I think this was a horrible one. Scam the whole world. Essentially, just pulling user funds and using it for whatever, right? Stadiums, politicians, everything that this guy could buy, he was just blowing it, and that all came crashing down. And that has just been the story of crypto.
In 2022.
Exactly why we need regulations in this space. Exactly why these people need to go register these companies. I don't get it when people are defending these crypto tokens as though they do not just experience all these hacks and insanity that happen in the space. It has to come to an end at some point. Even better, you could have just bought Bitcoin and you'd have still had all of your Bitcoin right now with no worries of whether you'll be getting it back or not.
Yep, not financial advice, but that's just wise words for all the newbies out there.
Definitely. Well, 2022 was one hell of a year. We would like to hear your thoughts on 2022 and how you think 2023 will be going as well.
By the way, if you have not seen it yet, on the Gentlemen of Crypto, we did our prediction
Oh, 2023 prediction.
for 2023.
We actually have it on our channel as well. I believe.
well, yeah, so check it on the channel.
Definitely feel free to check that out.
Yep.
Like, share, subscribe. Follow us on all of our centralized platforms here. STAKK on YouTube, STAKK on Twitter, where we get down and crazy. Nobody's on Facebook, but we just had to put it there out of respect of our parents. STAKK on Twitter, STAKK on Instagram. Yes, that one is also fading away, man. Where are people, man? And of course, Spotify. We'll be posting more podcasts there.
We recently joined TikTok. We just haven't updated our handles yet.
Okay, there we go. Any final thoughts, or are we closing this out here, sir?
We are closing out.
Until next time, STAKK Nation. Thank you for watching. It's an honor to be doing this every day for you guys. Praise and out.
Double O.